If you didn't know, Cedar Point just opened their new record-breaking roller coaster, Top Thrill 2.
Top Thrill 2 is actually a retrofit of the original Top Thrill Dragster, which closed in 2021.
This new roller coaster is 420 feet tall and goes 120 miles an hour, and also features a backwards launch of over 100 miles an hour. Those stats make this ride the tallest and the fastest triple launch roller coaster in the world. We recently got to ride it on opening weekend, and I also got to ride it 15 times on media day. Having said all of that, here are our reactions to the ride. I'm Conant with Jacket Journal.
This is Wes Nybarger with Jacket Journal.
This is Isaiah Columber from Jacket Journal.
And I'm here to interview these two about their recent rides on Top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point. The new Top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point. To start off, boys, what did you think about the smoothness of the new ride?
Yeah, so the ride was very smooth. I was actually really surprised that it's a triple launch coaster. I was kind of expecting it to be maybe a little bit rough, but overall I'd say it was a very smooth ride.
I was also surprised. I thought it was very similar to the first Top Thrill in terms of smoothness. I think it was really good.
Boys, what did you think of the new restraints on the ride?
Yeah, so the restraints were very comfortable, I would definitely say. And when we went to the top of the hill, I really felt like we were secured. So I like the restraints.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised there was only a lap bar when I got there, but once you're on the ride, you feel really safe.
Boys, what were your thoughts as soon as you hit the brake run of the ride?
Yeah, I was just like, holy cow, this coaster is really something amazing, and it was really, really thrilling.
I thought it was unreal. Top 3 coaster in the park, easy. Yeah, for sure.
How did you feel about the new color scheme?
Yeah, I really didn't like the color scheme of the original Dragster. I think this color scheme is a lot more fresh and newer looking, for sure.
I thought the new color scheme was way better than the first one.
If you could change one thing about the ride, what would it be?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great ride. The only thing I could really say that I would change or maybe do a little bit different, I would probably say make it a little bit longer, like maybe if you go around twice or something to that nature. But other than that, I really can't think of anything wrong with the coaster.
You know, if it's possible, I would just make it taller and faster.
All right, then. How do you think it compares to the rest of the rides in the park?
Yeah, I would definitely put it top 3 in the park. I think you got to go Steel Vengeance 1, Maverick 2. And I'm going to give Top Thrill 2 that 3rd spot. And I've always been a big fan of Millennium Force, so that's definitely big for it to surpass Millennium.
Yeah, I definitely have it top 3 in the park as well. It was an amazing ride.
Hi, this is Wes with Jacket Journal.
This is Conant with Jacket Journal.
Connor has basically been on some of the best coasters in the country. And Connor, what are your top 5 coasters you've been on?
Okay, so I would say that my number 1 is Fury 325 at Carowinds. Front row on that ride is unlike anything else in the world. Number 2 is a tough call between 2 rides that a lot of enthusiasts really love, including myself, obviously. But at number 2, I have Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. The airtime on that ride is unreal. At number 3, again, this was a tough call. I have Velocicoaster at Universal's Islands of Adventure. It is the full package for a roller coaster. It combines the thrills and the theming into one immersive ride experience. At number 4, I have Intimidator 305 at King's Dominion. It is the most intense roller coaster I've ever been on. Fun story. I actually almost puked on it in the back row.
Oh, wow.
It was that insane. And at number 5, I have X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia, California. It is the most insane roller coaster in the United States. There is nothing quite like it in the country. The seats rotate like this.
Oh, wow.
Which gives it the name the Fourth Dimension coaster. And you are on winged seating. You go up the lift hill facing backwards. And you don't see the top, obviously, until you get there.
So, Connor, you've probably been on Top Thrill 2 now handful of times at this point.
I have. Yes.
What can you say? Were the lines what you expected?
Oh boy, yes. They were actually maybe a little bit more than I expected, but then again, I did expect some pretty long lines. The lines at rope drop on opening day were 2 hours long. There was one point on opening day when the line extended to 4.5 hours long.
Oh, wow.
You heard that right, people. 4.5 hours long.
Wow.
There was actually a meme that got released on social media on opening day that the Top Thrill 2 line started at Kentucky Kingdom, and we're going to cut to that right now. So that tells you all you need to know.
Right.
This ride has been anticipated for so long, and even though some people were downing it for a while, people still paid all their hard-earned money to come ride it.
Right. And getting back to people doubting it, do you think the LSM launch, how do you think it compares to the hydraulic launch?
Okay, while the hydraulic launch on that ride will be dearly missed,
Right.
I think that the world's fastest triple launch coaster speaks for itself. That booster launch from 74 miles an hour to 101 miles an hour backwards might be the best booster launch I've experienced. It's either that or Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure. The way you take that launch is insane.
Right.
It's like nothing I've ever experienced because, again, you're taking that backwards. What else can I say? You just have to go out there and experience it for yourself.
Right.
It is nuts.
Yeah. And reliability for the original dragster was a problem. Do you think that the rework has made Top Thrill 2 more reliable?
Oh, absolutely. I think that, again, a gust of wind, basically, with the original dragster would shut it down for like 3 hours.
Right.
Not with this, actually. I think that I only saw the Top Thrill 2 go down like once for the entire time that we were there. And I think it was because they saw a thunderstorm coming and they had to shut it down. But don't quote me on that.
Right.
But I know it only went down once. But that just goes to show that Zamperla did a really good job with
Right.
this attraction and succeeded with what they needed to do with this.
Mhm.
I just think that this was a home run all around.
Yeah. When we were there on Sunday, it never shut down once. So definitely
Yeah.
seems like it's doing a lot better. Can you talk about the loose article policies that they have?
Oh boy. Yeah. People, if you aren't paying attention right now, listen up. Because if you're planning to go to Cedar Point to ride this, you need to hear this.
Right.
So, this ride has garnered the nickname Top Thrill $2 to Ride. I do not like that nickname, but I see why people are calling it that. It is because there are lockers by the ride's entrance that you have to pay to use. You cannot have a phone on you when you enter the queue. You have to put your phone in that locker, and it does not matter if you have zipper pockets. Furthermore, if you have loose-fitting shoes without a back, for example, and I think also they won't allow Crocs. Yeah, you can't have those on the ride either. You can't even step foot in the queue without proper shoes on, like without tennis shoes or sandals with a back. They will accept those. And you will have to go through metal detection. So don't try and sneak something on there. And if you try and sneak something on there, they will kick you out of the park, as they should.
Right.
Now, the reason why they're doing this and why they're using this system, my understanding, and please don't quote me on this, is that Cedar Point intended to let you go in the line with a phone in your zipper pocket if you had one. But then Zamperla, the manufacturer of the ride, changed their requirements late in the game. So they did not have time to make lockers partway through the queue that were free, like Steel Vengeance has. I anticipate that next season, we're probably going to see a change like that with the free lockers partway through the queue. But just beware, if you're going to Cedar Point this season, you will need to pay $3 for a 2-hour locker, and you've been warned, that locker might run out. We actually saw some people who paid $3 for a 2-hour locker, and their time ran out because the line was so long. So you've been warned.
Okay. The original dragster could run up to 6 trains at once. Now Top Thrill 2 can only run about 3.
Yes.
How do you think that has affected the capacity?
I actually don't think capacity has been affected all that much. The crews on there have been outstanding, which, I mean, they were definitely going to put their best crews on that ride once it opened. But I definitely think the crews on there have been doing their best. They were hustling to get people on that ride. And I think that they knew that the line was like 4.5 hours long, so they were making sure that their dispatches were quick.
Right.
So I think that's part of it. But yeah, I just think that the crews, shout out to the crews for Top Thrill 2.
Right,
Absolutely. They're doing well with
Yeah.
this, and I hope that it continues to stay that way.
Can you speak on the fast lane policy for this ride?
Oh yeah, again, if you're not paying attention, if you weren't paying attention for the loose article thing, pay attention for this. If you buy single day Fast Lane Plus and are expecting to be able to ride Top Thrill 2 without having to go through the original line, I hate to break it to you, but unfortunately that's not how this works. For this season at least, the only way you will be able to get on Top Thrill 2 multiple times without having to go into the original queue is if you have all season Fast Lane Plus. That is the only way you'll be able to ride it multiple times and not have to go into the standby 4.5 hour line. You will be able to ride it once with Fast Lane Plus in the Fast Lane line. But just, you've been warned. You're not going to be able to ride it multiple times in the Fast Lane line if you have single day Fast Lane Plus.
And do you think that that's going to be just for this season, or do you think that's going to be the policy for years to come?
I think that that's just going to be for this season. Because this is brand new and it's been anticipated for so long, I think that they had to limit access to the Fast Lane users for this year because it was so long. Because, it had been anticipated for so long. And if they had given it to so many people, that Fast Lane line would be maybe even the length of the original line. Right. So, yeah, I think that's just going to be a policy for this season.
Okay. And final question, how do you think Top Thrill 2 compares to the other rides in the park?
Well, I think that it is one of the best rides in the park for sure. I think it is number 3 behind Maverick and Steel Vengeance. This park has debatably the best top 5 in the world with Steel Vengeance, Maverick, Top Thrill 2, Millennium Force, and Raptor. Right. Yes, I'm a huge fan of Raptor. So, yeah, that would be where I'd place it. I think that it is definitely one of the best roller coasters of 2024. We'll see how Hyperia at Thorpe Park turns out. But, yeah, I think that Zamperla nailed this one.
Right. Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Connor.
Hey, thank you.